stunting. I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out.
Hello, Miami. Thank you so much for watching 305 Sports Now. I am your host, Will. And as I record this episode tonight, before I bring on both our guests, I just want to say one thing, and that is congratulations to Cam Ward, Mr. First pick of the NFL Draft. Your boy went to the Tennessee Titans, and I'm sure he's going to do great things for that city, that state, etc. Congratulations, Cam Ward. Take your receipts, sir. Take your receipts, young man, because you are going to do great things, and the naysayers are going to regret every single negative thing they said about you before this draft day. So God bless you, Cam. God bless your family, and go kick butt in the NFL. All right, all about the you. So anyways, back to tonight's guest. Okay, so you know this young lady. She's been on the show already a couple times, and she has she has proven to be everything as advertised. She is a kick butt boxer, as she won her first match in the first round by basically knocking out her opponent. And ladies and gentlemen, who she'll be fighting once again this upcoming Saturday at the Miccosukee Gaming and Resort, Miss Ali, El Puma, La Puma, Pajuelo. What's up, Ali? How you doing?
Hello, how are you? I'm very happy to stay here again. Thank you for inviting me.
No, of course, you're always welcome anytime. You know that. But of course, she comes with company today as her boss, all right? Her manager, Mr. who I've known for a long time, Mr. Steven Tarago. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. Thank you for having us.
No, not a problem. So before we get into Ali's first fight and what she's done afterwards since, no one could tell the story of how you discovered her better than you, sir. So do you want to let the audience know how you discovered this amazing talent?
Absolutely. I happen to have a really great friend. His name is Scott Ashley. I've actually known him for over 40 years. Scott Ashley is a former world kickboxing champion, professional boxer. He trained under Angelo Dundee, who trained Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, this guy's record is unbelievable, but we've been very, very good friends. And he calls me up and he says, man, you got to come to my gym. There's this girl in my gym. Her name is Ali Pajuelo. This girl is talented. This girl hits hard. You know, he's trained a lot of professional fighters. You know, Galante Davis has done a couple of his camps there at his gym. And he goes, man, I'm holding pads for her. And she hits harder than a man. This girl can fight. So I decided to go down there, check her out, met her, very focused, very talented. So we decided to team up together and show off her skills to the world.
Well, that's awesome, man. So congratulations, Steve. You found yourself a diamond in the rough as well, man. So we're very, very happy to hear that. But now, Ali, okay, so piggyback on what Steven said. So your hard punches led you to a first round victory, okay, on your first ever fight in the Miccosukee Resort. So how did you feel after that match, being now that you're 1-0 as a female boxer?
Well, after win, in that moment, I don't know if I win because it was very quick. So yeah, it was very quick. I feel more. I wanna fight more in that moment.
Okay.
Yo quería
So
pelear más.
no, claro, no, entendido, y fue súper rápido, But a lot of times fighters, especially, and I saw how hard you worked out and how much effort you put into the gym. So I just finished watching the movie Manos de Piedra, the Reto Duran story. Robert De Niro played his manager, and the one thing Duran always did was that when he won a fight, at least from when the movie was showed, is that he ate a lot of ice cream because especially that we're getting a little glitch there. Okay, perfect. He was cutting weight so before the fight. So I want to ask you a question. What did you do after the fight to celebrate? Okay, ¿qué hiciste después de la pelea? ¿Comiste un helado? ¿Saliste con sus amistades? ¿Te acostaste a dormir? Like, what exactly did Ali Pajuelo do after the fight to celebrate her first victory?
You know what I did? I win my fight. I'm straight going to my home for sleep.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I didn't celebrate my first fight.
No,
No.
not even a night at Flanagan's. You know, with or with wings or or no.
You know, if you
That
don't mind me saying, you don't mind me
go ahead,
saying,
buddy.
Will, is that she's very focused. She wanted to get back in the ring and started training right away. She's very focused. She wants to get in the ring, fight right away. She wants to fight. We have to slow her down sometimes. Um, so she's very focused, and that's a very unique quality.
No,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. So that's good. Okay, so you went so you went home and you went to sleep. Okay, that's understandable as well. I mean, I'm sure that it
Yeah,
was very intense for you.
sounds boring,
It's
but
not boring. It's fine. It's fine. I was hoping you ate ice cream. That was like my hope when I we had that
no,
question.
but tomorrow after the fight, next day, yes, I will too. I went to eat hamburgers.
There you go.
In the next week, I eat chocolates a lot. Chocolates.
Very good,
Yes.
very good. Okay, so Ali, for this upcoming fight, have you maintained the same training regimen, or did you change anything? ¿Ha cambiado algo o mantienes todavía su mismo regimiento de entrenamiento?
Yeah. No. My training is still the same.
Still the same, hasn't changed.
Yeah. No.
Okay, do you know anything about your opponent this time?
No. This time I don't know nothing about her. So before the matchmaker gave me another girl. It was a Mexican. It was from Mexico.
Okay,
So she pulled out the fight, and so I feel like a little sad because I expect too much for this fight, because before she fought MMA, and then I was excited for fight with her.
okay. Steven, I have to ask you a question. You've been in martial arts for such a long time. It's very unprecedented, at least to me. I mean, at least unprecedented to me that in boxing in particular, especially professional fight, very rarely do opponents not know something about each other. Like, how do you get a fighter ready for that type of encounter where you really don't know what kind of a fighter you're fighting? You don't know if it's a toe to toe type of fighter, if it's someone that likes to dance around the ring and stick and move. So, how do you prepare a fighter for that type of
Well,
situation?
Ali spoke about it. We didn't know who she was going to fight. Myself and Scott Ashley, her coach, we do study tape, we do study fighters, and originally we knew who she was fighting. She had an MMA past like Ali, and we were excited because we were expecting a certain type of fight. But then in the fight game, whether it's MMA or nothing, you don't know what happens. You know what? Things happen, people get injured, people miss flights, things happen. That's why, we try to train, at least, what I've spoken to Coach Scott, or even in the martial arts, we try to train for a fight, not a fighter.
Okay.
What I mean is, Ali works on her strength and conditioning. She didn't train the same. If you when you go see her tomorrow night, you're gonna see she put on a lot more muscle. She's a lot more muscular. Yeah, yeah. She trained hard in the strength and conditioning. But when you train for the fight, I mean, you got to be in shape. You got to have conditioning. We train angles. Being more elusive, not getting hit. There's certain aspects of the fight. Your timing, your ranging, your speed. Those things are not going to change no matter who you fight. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So we try to work on the common denominators, and so if something happens, we still worked on the basic tools that she needs to put on the sweet science of boxing.
Okay. Ali, una preguntita. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. English is a little strong, better for me. But as far as where you're taking somebody on in a fight, okay, in a boxing match, or even it's MMA, but mainly in boxing, it, do you think? I mean, you knocked out the girl in the first round, but do you think that if you see a difference in the fighter from the fighter you fought the last time, do you adjust the fighter or you make the fighter adjust to you?
What
Si, por ejemplo, si ves algo diferente en esta contrincante, usted se va a ajustar a ella, okay, acomodarse a como el estilo de ella, o usted va a tener que ella se acomode a ti.
Well, for my first experience before with another girl, I was thinking in do another. Well, I do my same work. Always keep my calm. I need always studying her first in the first round. So I have a extra a strategy for her because I don't know her, and then I need I need keep my control.
Okay. Good. Steven, the reason why I asked that question, going back to the film, when Sugar Ray lost the first time to Durant, one of the biggest complaints that he fought Durant's fight. He went toe to toe with him, and then so the second fight around the infamous no mas fight for Durant, he made Durant fight his fight, which drove Durant absolutely nuts. That's why I talk about, as far as like understanding your opponent and adjustments, as far as that goes. So that's why I brought it up. But I do like her answer, as well. Um, Transitioning from MMA. So I'm gonna ask you this question since you've been a part of our growth. Transitioning from MMA to the boxing realm, how much power has she developed in her upper body to increase her capacity for punching? Because it's kind of different, as fighters, boxers worry more about their upper bodies to strike, whereas MMA fighters have to be a bit more well rounded because they kick, they strike, etc.
Well,
Uh, what?
are you asking Ali or are you asking me?
I'm asking you, Steve. I'm asking you, Steve.
Okay, yeah, well, boxing is a boxing range. You're in punching range. So Ali worked with Scott Ashley. We're trying to stay in the distance closest and maintain the punching distance, the punching range. I think Ali gets her power. Number one is that she learned in the with Scott how to generate power with her mechanics of her body, and she's using her arms, but a lot of her power comes from her legs. Ali has very very big uh, muscular legs, and the feet. The ground is where you push off of to get the leverage to throw your punches. Because Ali has a grappling wrestling background, she's got very good leverage. So you use the ground to push off and use the energy of your legs to put it through your arms. Now, the fact that she put on more muscles on her arms is going to make it a lot more dangerous now, because when she uses her legs and her whole body, she doesn't use her whole body to throw that punch. You know, I keep mentioning his name, but it is what it is. Scott's really showed her the mechanics of punching, how to punch mechanically correct using her talents that she has already. Ali has a lot of physical talents, you know, and we put it together with the science of boxing, then you got a problem for the other person.
Oh, absolutely,
Well,
absolutely. Go ahead, Ali.
now I'm practicing boxing. I feel much power in my feet.
Ali, what's your favorite punch? I think Mike Tyson's favorite was the uppercut. Like, what's your favorite punch?
Uppercut and hook
The hook.
with
Okay,
the
very
with
good.
the with the left hand.
Okay, you're righty, correct?
Up.
Tú eres mano derecha, ¿verdad?
Yeah, she's right.
He's right.
Will, I can testify to that because I got in the ring to spar with Ali one time, and she hit me with an uppercut. She hit me with an uppercut and knocked the mouthpiece loose off my mouth. And I told Scott, man, she's got a good uppercut. Now she's put that left hook together with a combination. So I can testify to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you would say, so Ali's a very quick learner then.
But Scott Ashley has told me she's learns very, very quickly, and she really she's very mindful. Like, she hears what she does, and then he practices over and over and over again. Very fast learner, and she picks up everything very fast. Coach Scott is really, really happy about that.
That's
Strict.
excellent. Ali, for how many hours a day do you train?
In boxing, when I do boxing, I spend like 2 hours and a half.
Okay, and altogether,
Yeah,
un día
because
completo.
I included the stretching, ups,
Oh, you include all that in
uh,
the 2.5 hours.
talk about my training with my coach.
Okay. Do you have a do you do pregame meals before you fight? Before a fight, do you do a pregame meal, or you try to do something small so you don't cramp up in the middle of the engagement?
How you say?
Usted come antes de la pelea, antes de una pelea, una buena porción de comida o porciones pequeñas para que no tenga un calambre en medio de la pelea?
Yeah, when is the day for my fight, I try eat a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
Steven.
take my
Oh,
breakfast, a big breakfast, good breakfast, and lunch. And for example, for my first fight, my coach gave me one peanut butter with ham and peanut butter bread
okay.
two hours after. It's
Espérate, espérate. Okay. Peanut butter with ham?
no, with I don't know what I said. ¿Cómo se
Oh,
dice?
jam.
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 Ham no.
Ew.
Peanut butter with jam.
Yo dije, ew, jamón
No,
con
no,
peanut
no.
butter. Okay, okay, well, I'm glad we clarified that. I get the comments it's like, what did she eat? In general. Steven, how often are you trying to get fights for Ali throughout the course of a year?
Well, it's very important to keep her busy, keep her
Okay.
active, but do it a smart way, doing it a smart way. Coach Scott will look at her after this fight, see how she feels, see if she's healthy after this fight, for her physical and mental health. And then we'll be back in the gym training right away. We want to keep her active. Ali's very young, so we want to take her youth and the fact that she has the best years ahead of her right now to keep her very, very active. Um, and that's very important. But also do it smart. You got to have recovery from your training. She trains really hard. I think she's being modest because sometimes she trains so hard that Scott's got to tell her go go home, stop training. She trains a lot. So we're gonna after the fight we're gonna look at how she feels. Coach Scott will say what's going on, but we're definitely gonna be active. We have plans for her. In fact, I was talking to Scott today. We hope that within the next 6-7 fights she's gonna be fighting for a world title. you
Okay.
know so we have big plans, but we have to work small steps.
Okay, so I have a question for you because since she's very focused and she's very young, she's a young fighter and she's just getting her feet wet in the boxing game. How important is load management for a young fighter so they don't burn out or have a significant injury that keep them out of action for a while?
Well, I think it depends after the fight. Did they take any punishment? Were they injured? And
Okay.
I think in the training, she has to be smart. She does a lot of times in the gym in the sparring. A lot of fighters use their best. They leave their careers in the sparring. They do the sparring. It's very difficult, or the incorrect sparring, and they get injured during the training. We try to do everything smart so she doesn't get beaten up in her sparring, but yet she works. She works hard.
Right. Ali, Steven has spoken a lot about your coach, including his background as far as training fighters. So, what's it like to be trained by somebody who's trained professional world champions?
You what? What you say?
Okay, yo sé que hablo un poco rápido,
Yeah.
mi inglés, discúlpame. No, que Steven ha estado diciendo ¿cómo se llama? Que su entrenador ha entrenado personas que han sido campeones mundiales, entonces el resumen de él es buenísimo, por
Yeah.
decir. Entonces, ¿qué es su pensamiento en saber que usted está con un coach que ha entrenado leyendas como Sugar Ray Leonard, por decir?
Okay. En primer lugar, my coach's code, her trainings is very old school.
Ujú.
So, no hay nada que envidiar con otros entrenamientos.
Okay, so describe a day with your coach. Like the way he coaches you, is he intense? Like is he like the yelling type? Is he more like the mentor father figure type that wants to guide you, and work step by step with you? Like, describe your coach as far as his training goes.
Yeah, with my coach's code, I have a lot connection, like a daughter and dad, like something, algo así.
Okay.
So he always give me a lot of advice about my about the career. Always he talked to me about the reality in boxing. No, and always he training the repeat. I do a lot repetitions in my combinations. Um, Everything what I do in boxing is only repetition, repetition all every day.
Okay. Well, that's excellent. That's good to hear as well. So before we go, okay, I want you to promote your event. I want you to promote the event. Where is it that audience members could go watch you fight this upcoming Saturday on the 26th, and the time, and also where they can find tickets to see you?
Okay. Um, I check it. I will be fine Mikosuki Casino and Resort in Miami. The event starts 7 p.m. So the promoter is MNR Promotion. Everyone can see me in Facebook. Um, if you search MNR Promotion in Facebook, you can see my fight for free.
Oh, okay, nice. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. But what time is the event?
seven
If
p.m.
7, oh, you said 7 p.m. Okay, perfect. Okay. And your social media, what about your ex and stuff like that? I know you mentioned your promoter. What about your ex accounts, your Instagram accounts, anything else?
My social media is Ali Pajuelo
Okay.
98. Yeah, Ali Pajuelo 98.
Alibaba 98, perfect. Okay. Steven, anything you want to promote, Mr. Twin Dragon?
No, I want to thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much for an awesome show. Thank you, audience. I'm going to make a prediction. You're going to see another knockout tomorrow. Tomorrow, MNR Boxing Promotions at the Mikasuki Resort and Casino. It's a wonderful cause. Attention to award to autism. I'm going to make a prediction. You're going to see another knockout. Go see it.
All right, that's great. Well, the next time you have a fight, you got to come on the show, right, Ali?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank, thank you.
Very yes. All right. Listen, when you win this fight, you got to promise me one thing.
What?
Okay, one thing. You got to eat ice cream.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Find a big bowl of ice cream or a burger, and you got to eat it. All right. I just
Okay.
want you to know that. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
¿Estamos bien?
Yes.
Perfecto. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for Ali Pajuelo, La Puma, La Peruvian Puma, Ali Pajuelo, and her manager and mentor as well, Mr. Steven Tarago. Guys, have a wonderful night. If you like what you heard, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to 305 Sports now. And do not forget to, if you have a chance, to purchase tickets and go check out Ali at the Mikasuki Gaming Resort at 7 p.m. All right, guys, have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ciao.